You are late. Not dangerously late. The kind of late where you told yourself the drive takes 40 minutes and it has never once taken 40 minutes, and you knew that when you said it. So now you're speed walking through the terminal with a bag that keeps sliding off your shoulder, looking for your check-in desk, doing the thing where you scan the departure boards while still walking, which does not work and has never worked for anyone. You find your airline, you find the queue, you join the queue, and the queue is not moving. You lean out to look the way everyone does, as if you personally are going to spot the problem, and you do spot the problem. Every screen behind the desk is blue. Not frozen, not loading. Blue with white writing on it, which is the screen a computer shows when it has completely given up. And it isn't one screen, it's all of them. The check-in desks, the gates, the departure boards you were just squinting at. The staff are also looking at the screens. Nobody is typing. One of them picks up a phone, listens, and puts it back down. Somewhere behind you, a man says the word hackers and everybody's day gets slightly worse. It wasn't hackers. Here's what actually happened, and I'll be honest. It's somehow more annoying than a hack. Big companies run security software on their computers. Its whole job is to sit there and watch for anything dangerous. Airlines use it. Banks use it. Hospitals use it. It is the thing that is supposed to stop the disaster. Now, to spot a problem early, that software can't sit on the surface of the computer the way your web browser does. It has to live in the basement, the part of the machine that does all the boring, important work of being a computer at all. The basement has one rule. If a program upstairs crashes, that program closes and everything else keeps going. If something in the basement crashes, the whole computer stops. That's on purpose. When the bottom of a machine starts acting strange, letting it carry on is worse than switching it off. A confused computer will happily wreck your files while trying to save them. So the moment anything down there goes wrong, the screen turns blue and the machine quits. Every computer works like this, not just Windows, the colors are just different. Which brings us to the update. That security software updates all the time because new threats appear all the time. That's the point of it, so it keeps downloading a small file that tells it what to watch out for, and it reads that file down in the basement. Now that software could look at 20 different things about a program to decide whether it was dangerous. 20, that's what it was built to handle. The update that went out that day told it to check 21. There was no 21st thing, there never had been. So the software went to fetch it anyway, reached past the end of its own list, and grabbed whatever happened to be sitting next door in the computer's memory, which was not an answer. It was just whatever was there. And that's it. That's the whole disaster. The software asked for one more thing than existed, got nonsense, and got confused in the basement of the machine. So the computer did the only thing it is allowed to do. It turned blue and stopped. Then the next one did. Then every machine on Earth that downloaded that update at more or less the same moment, because they all check for updates and they all install them on their own. That's what you're paying for. The updates are meant to arrive fast. On the map of flights across the United States, the planes started disappearing. Card payments stopped working. Television stations went off air. Emergency phone lines were hit. Doctors couldn't open their patient records. Some of the big services that other companies build their websites on top of went down too. So a lot of things you'd never connect to an airport also stopped. Now here's the good part. There was no way to fix any of this from a distance. Normally, if you send out a bad update, you send out a good one after it and everyone's fine. But you can't send anything to a computer that won't turn on. Every broken machine was just sitting there, blue, waiting. So this was the fix. A person had to walk up to each computer. In person, start it in a special mode that only loads the bare minimum, open one folder, find one file, delete it, and switch the machine on again. That's all. Delete one file and it works perfectly. Now do that a few thousand times by hand, one machine at a time, while your phone rings and does not stop. And it's probably worth mentioning that the company selling this software had built its advertising around the idea that an attack can take down your business in 62 minutes. The checks that were meant to catch a bad update before it went out had never been given anything like this to catch, so they looked at it and said it was fine. The people who could have sorted all this out spent most of that Friday locked out of their own computers. One click, one file, one missing thing. That's usually all it takes, which is either comforting or the opposite. If you want the next one, subscribe, like the video, because that is the smallest possible action with the largest possible effect. And this whole channel is about those.